congratulations! You got you played. I know you played against Montana, but you got in at safety as against Air Force, and I know you haven't been here very long. So if you could. Tell me your story. I know you're from the Virgin Islands. You were in high school at Cheyenne Central for a little while and then went to... Sounds like you have a pretty interesting story. So if you can, start from the beginning and tell me the story of how you got to Laramie, Wyoming, if you can.
Okay, so what happened was, first I started off in the Virgin Islands, and my parents, they just wanted me to get a better chance at going to college and actually playing football and actually also getting an education, because education was first. But what happened was my football coach, Jason Woodard down on St. Croix, he left my junior year in high school. So he left to come back up to Wyoming, and in 11th, it was my junior year that he left, and my parents, after that year, my parents was asking me, do you want to leave? Do you want to go somewhere else and get a chance to play college football and get a chance to get a better education, a cheaper education? So what happened was my senior year came around, and my parents asked me, do you want to go check out Wyoming and see how you like it? And I told them, I mean, it's better than staying on St. Croix for the rest of my life, because I pretty much was probably going to be trapped there, because I didn't know where I was really going to go with my life. So I think it was around July of 2011, I ended up coming up here to visit, and I stayed with my old football coach, Coach Woodard, or Jason Woodard, and stayed with his parents, Miss Tim and Miss Bonnie.
Right.
And I fell in love with this place. It's crazy falling in love with Wyoming, but I really and truly did fall in love with this place. And I told the high school coaches, which was Greg Sayowski at the time.
Right.
I told him I have 3 more friends that really want to come up and play with me, and they're like my best friends. They're like my brothers, pretty much. So they told me that they wanted him to come up as well. So we came up. As we came up here, we went through fall camp and whatnot. We were dying because of that elevation. It was brutal on us. It really was. So we ended up practicing with the team, going through fall camp, and then 2 weeks right before our first game against Sheridan, Wyoming Athletic Association called us and told us, you can't play football for your senior year, and we were like kind of devastated. It was like, that was a real big shot to us, because we love football, and we're finally getting a chance to play at the stateside level, which is a lot more competitive than what it is on St. Croix or in the Virgin Islands, period. So they ended up saying, we went to court and everything, trying to overrule it, saying that we weren't recruiters. We were literally trying to get a better life, a better shot at life, which we still ended up having, because we're in college right now, actually getting an education too, at a cheaper cost. And we went to court trying to figure out if we could still get a chance at playing, overrule this sentence that they gave us, pretty much. I don't know if you call it a sentence, but so they told us no, we can't, and we could play any other sport but that, and we could also play JV football. So me, Ryan Everson, Sammy Samir Khaled ended up playing JV football as seniors.
As seniors at Cheyenne Central.
Cheyenne Central, and we played track, and we ended up winning indoor and outdoor track too for state championships. So I still had the dream of going to play college football, and so did my brothers, but I wanted to get into it immediately. I didn't want to have the chance of having to walk on and think that I can possibly walk on, but still not have a chance to walk on. So Shadow State contacted me because of my size alone, and told me that they wanted me to come out there as a walk on, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to Shadow State. I got there, I liked it at first, but then when spring ball came around, I kind of got treated poorly. I felt like I was just there just because I wasn't loved. I really didn't feel loved at all. And I told him, I was like, or I didn't really tell him. My brother Ryan came here and walked on that same spring and said, "Will, you could play or come play." And I was like, I'll give it a shot.
So you go to Shattern, didn't work out. You go to LCCC last year, and you said you took how many hours just your year at LCCC?
I had to do 16 in the fall and then 21 in the spring.
21 in the spring. So you got here and you joined the team. Now, were you working out with Wyoming during the summer, or did you just join during fall camp?
No, I joined in the summer.
Okay.
So thank God I was able to do that.
So what have you been able to do? I mean, now when you were in the Virgin Islands, you said you played football there. Did you play football a lot? I mean, is it the same as American football? Or I mean, I'm sure the rules are the same, but I imagine the level of competition. So how much real football experience did you really have before you made the trek over here?
Well, we only played 3 years there because football doesn't start until 9th grade in the Virgin Islands. And I played quarterback over there. I didn't really have a feel for defense, but it was like I'd rather hit than throw, kind of. I had that mentality, so I went to Shattern as a safety. Still didn't really know what I was doing, and they kind of showed me what to do, and I kind of had a feel for it. And then having to sit out kind of set me back still, and then come into the summer workouts, I just focused in so hard and just did extra things like on my own to get better and understand what I have to do.
Right. So obviously you've shown enough because you moved up the depth chart. You know, I know you played on special teams, and then you were backing up Darren at free safety against Air Force. So what was that like when you found out you're at least going to be his backup and you're probably going to play? I mean, did you expect to play against Air Force last week?
I kind of did have the expectation to play because of Darren White's asthma, but that I didn't really think it was really going to happen. And when Coach Brown called my name, my eyes lit up, and then they were telling me to just calm down. You know what to do. You repped it over and over in practice, and I got on the field. And it was a TV timeout, and I'm standing there with my eyes wide, just like shocked that this is happening. Like coming from what I did and all I did, like my dream actually coming true. And then it was crazy that because Mark, Nazasha, and then Jesse as well came up to me and told me, "You got this." Like they calmed me down, and once they calmed me down, I was like, "All right, I know what to do." And then after that, I did it.
I mean, how comfortable did you feel out there? I mean, I know you didn't play the whole game. I mean, you spelled Darren a few times, but how comfortable were you out there once the nerves and the jitters went away? How comfortable were you out there?
After the first play, I started getting a little bit more comfortable because everything just started flowing back to me, and then it was like once my friends always tell me, they're like, "Calm down, just take a breath. You know what to do." Once I did that, I felt like I knew all the answers pretty much. Right.
So. I mean, it's come full circle. I mean, what do you think you've been able to do? I mean, there were other guys in front of you, behind Darren, Xavier and other guys that have a lot more just football experience than you do right now. So, how rewarding is it to at least be where you're at? And I know you're not satisfied. There's still a long ways to go, certainly. But how rewarding has this been? And has it even surprised you that you saw the field at a Division I school as early as you have in your career?
I was, I just thank God every day, every day. Like this is only because of him that I'm able to do this, and with his help, I've done what I've done. So it is a blessing. It really and truly is.
So what's next? Just continue to improve. Now you got the number 2 ranked team in the country this coming weekend when you go to Oregon. So is it just the same approach for you this week? Is it even different now that you're still the backup right now behind Darren? Is anything different for you now, or is it still a lot of the same things that got you here?
It's still the same things. Just rep it over and over in practice and know what you got to do. And once you know what you got to do, you're straight. It's like a test. That's all it is.